Hey guys, welcome to Magnolia in the Kitchen. I am Steph with Magnolia Stripes, and I'm so excited today because I have my friend Heather here, who's a lifestyle and travel blogger at heatherbn.com. Heather, welcome.
Thanks, Steph. I'm so excited to be here.
Cheers.
So y'all, I'm so excited to be here because not only are Steph and I both bloggers, but we go way back in DC, back before the blogs were ever a thing, before Instagram was a thing, or back when we were putting like Instagram filters on things.
Oh yeah.
Back when that was a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. We knew each other through Junior League and through book club, which we've now re-upped our book club after like a 5-year hiatus.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything kind of comes full circle, and here we are.
It does. I love it. So what are we making today?
So today we're making a dip. You know, dips are always crowd pleasers. They're what you bring when you have a party to go to. You need to bring something, but you're not quite sure what. If you bring a dip, you know everybody's going to eat it.
Oh yeah, and I always get in such a rut where I make the same like 2 or 3 dips, so I cannot wait to have a new one to add to the repertoire.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one's a great pimento and cheese alternative. You have your same base ingredients. You have your mayonnaise, you have your cheddar. But we're going to add some extra special ingredients, plus a secret ingredient that just takes it to a new level.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, so this dip is called Neiman Marcus dip, and I first heard of it several years ago when I had a former boss who would make it for her Christmas gathering every year. It was one of those things, you know, don't ask what's in it, just eat it. And once you start eating it, you cannot stop. It is so addicting.
Love it.
Yeah, so I first made it myself when I was going down to Texas 2 years ago to meet my future in-laws for the first time. And when we go down there, everybody's assigned a dish to bring out to the ranch for the weekend for Thanksgiving. And I was assigned dips. So, you know,
no pressure.
No pressure. I just gotta like impress them with my culinary skills. So obviously I needed something easy and that everybody would like. So I started doing some Googling. I was like, I remember that recipe, the Neiman Marcus dip from years ago. I've got to figure out how to make it.
Yeah.
So I did some Googling.
Yeah,
found
why
some different
is it called that?
So the reason it's called Neiman Marcus dip, I actually didn't know this until I was researching, like diving in for this little segment this week. So apparently what happened is there's a woman named Helen Corbett, or was a woman named Helen Corbett. She was born in 1906 and was a native New Yorker who moved to Dallas, Texas to work for Neiman Marcus, because Neiman Marcus is based in Dallas, Texas. So Helen was the director of food services for the Zodiac restaurant, which was their flagship restaurant. And this was one of her recipes that was served at the restaurant. And it later appeared in her cookbook, which was published in 1955. And I have not seen a copy of it, but I definitely want to get it because it's one of those classic 1950s cookbooks. You know, you got your Jell-O molds.
Oh yes.
You got your ambrosias, all that stuff.
Love it. Future episode.
Yeah, definitely. Stay tuned. We are going to recreate every 1950s recipe. I feel it coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah. So I found some different variations, and over the past couple years, I kind of perfected it to make it my own.
Great.
Yeah.
So where do we start?
So where we're going to start is mayonnaise. And I know mayonnaise is kind of a divisive ingredient. Not everybody loves it, and some people are like, oh my god, mayonnaise in that? Keep me away. But
yeah, we're from the South, so we're kind of used to it. It's okay.
So yeah, it's Duke's mayonnaise because we are from the South.
Of course.
And second of all, just don't tell anyone what's in it. So we're going to start with a 1.5 cups of mayonnaise.
And so this is this a mixing dip, or is this like a layering kind of?
It is a mixing dip. It's going to be a mixing dip until we get to the last ingredient, the secret ingredient, and that is going to get layered on top. So
okay.
Here we are, 1 cup down.
And I love, so we're using some old silver. It's antique silver, but you can really use anything you want to depending on the occasion. I think this really kind of ups the ante a little bit, but you can totally use everyday whites.
Absolutely. And when I was looking into other recipes for this dip, I found that another name it's sometimes called is $1 million dip. So yeah,
perfect.
We thought, works perfectly. We're just really elevating this with the silver.
Definitely.
So we've got a 1.5 cups of mayonnaise.
Okay.
Now we're gonna add about 1 cup of cheddar.
Okay.
More or less depending on your preferences, but I say go more because why wouldn't you?
Definitely.
So
cheese, more is more.
Exactly.
And what kind is this? Is this
is cheddar, and you can hand grate this if you really want to outdo yourself. I just bought pre-shredded, And if you're gonna do that, make sure you get the one that's the thicker shred, because you want it to have some like heft in this recipe.
Yeah, not the finely shredded,
No,
right?
not finely shredded.
Okay.
So,
I love that little texture.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and mix this in just to
Do you want me to mix while you're...
Oh, that would be awesome.
Great.
Okay, so we got cheese, got mayonnaise. I'm already happy just with that.
I know, this looks so good already.
And next we're gonna add bacon. So I cooked up about 8 strips of bacon until they were extremely crispy, because you want it to be like easily crumbling like this is now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're short on time, seriously feel free to buy bacon bits. I have absolutely done that when I've made this dip in a pinch.
No judgment.
It works.
We're a judgment-free zone over here.
And nobody knows. Once it's mixed together,
yeah,
it's all the same.
Absolutely.
So, I happen to have bacon on hand, so I went ahead and cooked it up this time.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I'm more of a chewy bacon person too. We
Me
were talking about this
too.
earlier, but for this recipe, I totally see why you need to have it a little bit on the crispy side.
Yeah, you want it nice and crispy. My hands are full of bacon. We're gonna mix that in too. So, good savory dip going on so far.
Yum.
And now we're gonna add green onion. We're gonna do about 4 to 6 sprigs of green onion.
And are you just, so you're just using the green for this?
Yeah, that's just kind of what I tend to do, is just the green.
Yeah, that's a good color.
It adds great color to this dip, which I think is nice. And you just chop it up so you've got small pieces like you normally would for a recipe.
Yeah.
And just throw that in there. And it really is like a nice pop of color.
This looks so
You
good.
can see here.
Wow. And honestly, it looked like so much mayonnaise in the beginning, but now that it's all mixed with all of the other ingredients, it's really pretty thick. I think you guys can see that. It's really, it looks delicious.
Okay, so next up, we're gonna add sliced almonds.
Oh, and I love the container that you have it in too. That is so cute.
Yeah, so it's funny. I never thought I'd be a mason jar person. I'm like, no, rustic's not really my style.
Mm-hmm.
But in my current kitchen, we have open shelving. And so obviously a bag of almonds doesn't really look that nice sitting on an open shelf. And so we now have all of our kind of like go-to ingredients and like snacks lined up in mason jars. Which
I
you can
love
pick up at any
that.
craft store for like nothing. And they look so good. You
Yeah.
just decant everything into them.
Such a good idea.
Yeah. And with these almonds, I don't toast them. You could if you prefer that taste.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really matter. Just make sure they're sliced almonds. You could even do slivered if that's what you have, but they need to be cut up. Okay, so we're mixing those in there. And you're gonna do about a 1/4 cup of the almonds.
Okay.
So now we're just gonna season it a little bit with about a 1/4 teaspoon of onion salt, a little bit of regular salt, and a little bit of pepper. Just mix that all up so it's...
That looks so good.
I know. So now
I totally see what you mean with like it being kind of like a pimento cheese, like a little spin on it.
Yeah,
I love this.
just like pimento cheese, except you got all these other ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So we've now got like a great savory dip.
Mm-hmm.
This on its own tastes delicious. And this is where, if you Google Neiman Marcus dip, this is where all those recipes stop. They're here, they're good to go. But what I add that's a little extra, like something special, is our secret ingredient, is raspberry jam. So this takes it from just this like delicious savory dip into something that's like a sweet and savory, this is what makes it so you cannot stop eating it once you've tried it.
Okay, and so why raspberry? Do we have to do raspberry?
So I like raspberry because it's not as sweet as strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, strawberry is great on desserts.
Yeah.
It's great with peanut butter, but raspberry has a little more dimension to it, I think. And so it's sweet enough without turning this into like a truly sweet dish.
Yeah.
So
such a smart idea.
Yeah, you just spread this on the top. And
this is fascinating. And you had a great tip earlier where you said to kind of refresh it a little bit.
Yeah, so what often will happen is people eat it, they're obviously gonna eat all the raspberry off the top because it's so good with that combination. So I'll keep like an extra thing of raspberry right next to it so you can continue to just refresh it as you go on. So you're always getting that like experience of both flavors, you're not gonna miss out on the sweet and savory.
Yeah, I love that. And is this something you can make ahead?
So if you're gonna make this ahead, I would just make the savory part of the dip.
Okay.
That you can absolutely make ahead of time and put in the fridge overnight, and have it ready to go. And then right before you serve it, put the raspberry jelly on top, and you have your great appetizer. Yeah,
I love it.
So
And you guys, this took like 2 seconds to put
this
together.
is so easy, so simple. This is like what you make when you're like, oh my god, I have people coming over for wine night and I don't have a dip to serve.
Definitely.
You know, most of these ingredients, you probably have them on hand, or you can pick them up in like a quick run to the grocery store and be good to go.
Yeah, good pantry staples.
Yeah,
So what do you serve these with?
so I usually serve this with kind of a buttery cracker. You could do Ritz, you could do, you know, these are just something that we picked up at Trader Joe's. Just some sort of kind of like cracker that's buttery enough and flavorful enough to stand up to the dip, and yeah, you know, just whatever your favorite is.
Yeah, I love it.
So, should we dig in?
Let's do it.
Here we go. I'll give you this one.
Okay, I'll let the pro do it.
Here you go.
Thank you.
So, not the prettiest dip you've ever seen, but oh my gosh, y'all, it's
But I love all the
so
colors.
good. It is very colorful.
You know?
So
All right.
here we go.
Cheers.
So good.
Okay. I was skeptical before when I saw all of the mayonnaise and all of the kind of funky ingredients going together, but the sweet and the savory is delicious.
So
I
good.
never would have thought about this.
Yeah.
This
So,
is great.
this is my go-to for any occasion these days.
Yeah. I love it. Well, y'all, this will be on the blog, the recipe, all the details. So be sure and hop over there, and then be sure and check out Heather's blog, heatherbn.com.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Heather.
so much. Oh, go ahead.
Spell it out 'cause I know it's hard. It's
Oh,
Heather,
that's
and then
true.
bien is like good in French.
Yep,
Or
B-I-E-N.
Spanish. Yep. So,
One of those.
thanks so much for having me. This has been so
much.
fun.
This was great. All right, well, cheers, and thanks, guys,
Yes.
for tuning in.